Hi, I am Kellee Stewart, and you're watching Real Black.
Lights, camera, action, it's on. New black film revolution born. Movers, shakers, big and little filmmakers. Let's make a movie today, see where it take us. Halle Berry, Denzel, and Jamie. Terrence Howard, Mike D, and Spike Lee. Brand new filmmaker born every day. Put a camera in his hand and let him lead the way. Let me get an Oscar, let me get an Emmy. Real Black woke up the filmmaker Emmy. Whether digital, 8mm, 35. Let's make the movies that can open the eyes.
Welcome to Real Black. I'm Big Sis. Billy Dee Williams is a true artist. As a legendary actor, he's best known for his roles in Mahogany, Lady Sings the Blues, Brian's Song, and The Empire Strikes Back. As an established painter, he was the featured artist at the October Gallery's 2006 Art Expo.
The thing I always love about art that I always look for in actors, I look for even in paint, and everything, is nuance and subtlety. If you have that gift, some people have a gift for it, and some others have to develop it. But but that always has to be a part, because that's really what tells the story. You paint your broad strokes, and that's which is obvious to the eye, but it's all those little tiny, just those little things that, you just throw in there.
Why is art so important for African Americans to pay attention to? Because you've been covering this pretty heavily.
Well, one thing to keep them out of jail.
Touche.
No, I think that's in many ways that's true. I think I've always said that if the schools would make the proper appropriations, a lot of these people wouldn't be in prisons. I think a child should, from the very beginning, at a very early stage in their life, be exposed to appreciating, participating and appreciating in the arts, whether it be painting, music. I mean, listen, I remember, because I come out of the bebop era, and I knew a lot of those guys, and a lot of those dudes were, if they didn't have the music, they'd be shooting and killing people.
See, but that's a very good point, and it's funny. Plus, you came out of it, and I can't say from the perspective of coming from there, but let me phrase the question this way: Harlem Renaissance period, arts, culture, music.
It was great
when
I was a kid. I mean, it was great in many ways. When I was a kid growing up in Harlem. I grew up on 110th Street, right across the street from Central Park. So me and my friends owned the park. But it was fun. It was a great time.
See, and I'm guessing, and it goes with your comment, when we saw musical instruments taken out of urban public schools, maybe we saw another kind of behavior increase, because children didn't have the arts, and some kids don't have paint sets and so on.
Yeah, kids need it. It creates a balance in their life, and it's unfortunate people don't think about that.
What's been the evolution of your work? Because I saw you in D.C. and you were promoting art almost in the same way you're doing now in Philadelphia. You were everywhere. You were doing a lot of things. You were getting the word out. How has your work, though, developed over time to get where it is now?
Number one, I think if you really want to grow, you have to practice all the time. I think that's the only way you can really discover things, is to constantly be doing something, even if it's not good. But you just keep doing it until somehow you find that place you wanna be at. You can have it in your head, but to try to execute it, put it down, to put it on a piece of canvas, let's say, or even as an actor, is it's a real process. For me, at this point, for instance, I'm really becoming more interested in a minimalist approach to things. I always loved Monk because it was minimal. I mean, you listen to Ellington, it would go ping, but it would tell a whole story. You listen to Wayne Shorter, the way he plays. It's minimal, but yet it just creates this huge, unbelievable kind of powerful structure or color or colors. I said to my daughter one time, I live in a gray area. She says, "Daddy, you can't live in a gray area." I says, "Well, let me try to explain." I said, I see myself as the full spectrum of colors. My life is an eclectic life, and I think that's the best way to go about life, because that's where the fun is. When you're that's like living between two arguments. You know, when you embrace this point of view or you embrace that point of view, you sort of limit yourself to those two viewpoints. For me, I'm sort of this guy running around in between, checking that out, checking this out, and then putting it all together into some thought pattern or some idea I have in my head that I want to talk about or express. Well, the book, you know, is I remember seeing Black Orpheus, and I saw it, that was probably the only movie I've ever seen about 25 times. And it really left an impression on me, the whole experience in Brazil, where you have people with African, European, and Indian blood, and the beauty that comes out of it, and not only the beauty, but the energy that comes out of it. So I wanted to tell a kind of a romantic story which somehow revolved around the whole Brazilian scene. But what I'm really trying to say is that everything that I do, even with my painting, even with my acting, I'm always trying to bring things to beyond the level of politicizing. But I try to bring it to a level where you're not just looking at the ethnicity, but you're looking at a person going through what most persons go through, you know, in their daily life.
Was Star Wars the big bang for you in terms of the, you know, the comfort where you got to the point financially it was like, okay, now after this, I can really do what Sonny wants to do in terms of my calling?
Well, during those years, I was on the contract to Berry Gordy for 7 years, and that really kind of got me started. Interestingly enough, you know, when my father passed away in '73, he lived long enough to see me start moving forward in a way that made him feel comfortable. But he waited. I was out in California. He was in New York. He was in the hospital. He was dying. And he waited for me to come to New York before he went out. So when I got there, and he was in the hospital bed telling jokes and stuff like that, dying and telling jokes. And finally he held my mom's hand and said, "What's my little girl going to do without me?" It was a beautiful moment between two people after 34 years, I think, of marriage. And as he went out, I could feel him come into me. And something in my head said, "Now you're the titular head of the family." And from that point on, things just started happening for me, one thing after another. And I was able to happily take care of my family, even though a lot of them pain in the ass. But when Star Wars, certainly the 7 years, Star Wars was a big plus in my life. Having my own fragrance was a big plus in my life. Doing Colt 45 for 10 years was a big plus in my life. And also having I think it's so important when you make money, you invest your money. You try to find ways to invest it, and hopefully you invest in things that will make you wealthy, or things that don't wipe you out anyway. And I just decided to even through some of my frivolity, to somehow maintain some stability in my life. Because it wasn't just me that I had to concern myself about. I had to concern myself about my family. And I come from a background where I'm from the old school, where men take care of their family. You know, there's no excuse to me when I hear about a man that doesn't take care of his family.
As you look back reflectively, being older, because you don't look older, by the way. You look like you're in great shape. If I can borrow some of your jeans, I'll be blessed.
175 is pretty. I've been doing pretty good for 175
You look great. You look great.
As this old man once said to me, "Billy," I said, he's in his 90s. I work out with him. He's in his 90s, and he says, "I said, man, I sure hope I can look like you when I'm your age." And he goes, "Billy, it's in the genes."
Have you seen Dreamgirls yet? Reelblack helped promote an advanced screening last month. Here's what some true movie lovers had to say.
How old were we when we first started singing together? 12? And still we get nowhere?
That movie was so awesome. Jennifer Hudson rocked it. Oh my God, yes!
I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. That movie is well done. I'm talking Academy Award nomination type movie. That thing was off the hook. I'm going to talk it up to everybody I know.
It was fabulous.
What
I
was your
enjoyed
favorite
every bit of it.
We have to go again this week. We definitely will be going again as soon as it starts. Christmas Day, we're out.
It was really good. It was really good. I'm glad I didn't miss this.
Pick me up. Exactly what would you like Jimmy to do for you, baby?
Because Dreamgirls and The Pursuit of Happiness are definitely movies that you want to see in the movie theaters, we want you to save your ticket stubs and bring them with you to our Soul Food Cinema event on Friday, January the 12th at Point of Destination Cafe.
You gotta see Dreamgirls.
Gotta be an Oscar.
Dreamgirls is the bomb!
That night we'll be celebrating the artists who inspired Dreamgirls: Marvin Gaye, The Temptations, Jennifer Holliday, and of course the original Dreamgirls, Diana Ross and the Supremes. Trade your ticket stubs for raffle coupons and have a chance to win one of these cool new prizes.
I enjoyed the picture because it was younger people in there that didn't get the history of Motown, or they heard of it, but see it on screen under Dreamgirls, and you can hear them in the audience. That's supposed to be Marvin Gaye. That's supposed to be Tammy Terrell. That's supposed to be so and so.
It was amazing. That's like it's like my favorite play of all time. So I'm a purist, and I read.
Yeah, she was just telling me about the songs that they cut out. And, you know,
and every song was her song. I read a really good article in Vanity Fair about the director, and he actually said that he was curious how the purists were going to take the movie, and they would know all of the stuff that was there and not there. He said we were the people he was worried about. And I will have to tell you, Mr. Condon, I will have to tell you did an excellent job. And even though, you know, Cece didn't sing my song at the end, I'm very pleased. I enjoyed it immensely.
It was awesome. We thought it was very awesome.
It had a nice testimony from what people can actually go through in life, as long as they keep the faith. And that's what I got out of the movie, that regardless of what trials and tribulations you may encounter in your life, as long as you keep the faith, dreams can come true.
Yeah, I'm going back Christmas Day, because how about I missed the first 2 minutes and I ain't like this.
Now, but you gotta believe.
Right now, you're probably asking yourself, what is Reelblack? Reelblack is a Philadelphia-based production company devoted to identifying and nurturing an audience for African American film. In addition to this show, we host monthly film events at International House in University City and at the Point of Destination Cafe in Mount Airy. Please visit our website, www.reelblack.com, to join our mailing list or to become a member and find out the latest news, events, and contests.
In life, there's no guarantees. One day you're here, next you might be gone. 1,000 years from now, no one will even know that you're here.
Yeah, but you have faith, right?
I believe that we all have a purpose.
Well, you know, it's easier for you to have faith when your life is perfect.
No, it's not.
It's funny how stuff can happen in your life and you crumble.
Just trying to survive, you know?
Sweetie, you ain't doing nothing with your life. I know you're lost, and I'm just trying to help you find your way, baby, that's all. Listen, I want you to work for me, okay? And I promise you, you'll make a lot of that.
Excuse me, do I know you?
You're really interesting. If we're gonna be friends, then I should know everything about you, right?
Who said we're gonna be friends?
You are interesting.
Everybody, listen up. This is my new friend, Miles.
We don't do school.
Okay, so what do you do?
Favors. It's gonna be okay.
This is my favorite place. I come here all the time and I just want to get away from life. Before you met this girl, you were with us all the time. We were all you had.
And tell me what you see in me.
I see a person who's afraid.
Okay, no, you see nothing. See, that's the thing. $50.
You're gonna make my money.
And you've been making me feel something I never felt before.
Don't forget where you came from, Miles.
Nobody asked you to come back. I don't even know my truth anymore.
What did I do?
Yo, congratulations. You're now officially a gangster.
Thank you so much for coming out, guys. This is a good thing for Philly, and I'm a little nervous because I'm home. So what y'all gonna see is it's pretty racy, it's pretty sexual, it's pretty violent, it's pretty graphic, but it's pretty Philadelphia.
Man, a killer, huh?
I used to be with Mikey's father. He died when Mikey was 7. How did you end up like this, what I am? I found something I was willing to kill for.
Okay, we're here today with Lee Daniels with the screening of Shadowboxer. And how's it feel to be back in Philadelphia again?
Good. I live right down the street on at the dockside apartments on Delaware Avenue.
Oh, you want everybody to know where you live?
Yeah, I used to, but I don't now.
Oh, okay, that's great. So, how do you feel about all the hype in Philly and around about your film?
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
It's so exciting. I'm happy. I'm elated. I haven't had my water ice yet, but I'm fixing to while the movie's playing. And then, and yeah.
And is it nice to see your old friends every time?
I got so many family in there. It's a joke.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go and check out my family first.
I want my wife to disappear off the face of the earth.
Wait, please don't hurt me.
I know who that is. What are you doing, Rose?
Where is she?
My baby's gone.
Don't play me with that.
I miss her so much.
I think there is a reason that I came into your life at this precise moment in my life.
Should have let me finish the job we were paid to do.
Okay, you're looking forward to the response to your film, and what do you think that people will get from it?
I think that people will get from it, race is not an issue in life. Killers are people to be understood.
My client's a little nervous. We have no problem.
This is payback.
He's your son.
Working on anything else?
I'm working on a film with Mariah Carey, and I'm working on a film with Lenny Kravitz, and life is good.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Now, you do a lot of controversial...
Stop it. Stop it.
No, I'm not going there. Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'll put it like this. Are you looking to do like thought-provoking? Are you looking to do like a comedy in the future or anything like that?
I am.
Or are you going to stay with what you've been doing?
I'm going to do a comedy. I'm going to do a comedy with, I'm going to do a comedy with Doris Day and Whitney Houston.
You're kidding. I know that's a joke.
Joke. Y'all came out to support me for Monsters Ball. Y'all came out to support me for The Woodsman, and it looks like y'all gonna come out and support me for Shadowboxer. So come on out. It's a party. It's a roller coaster ride into debauchery and heathenism and sex and violence, and it's about redemption at the end of the day. So come on out. Have a good time.
Feeling protected is very seductive.
Shadowboxer is now available on DVD from Code Black Entertainment. Thanks again, Lee.
Hi, I'm Kellee Stewart. I am an actress from Philadelphia, and you might know me from a movie called Guess Who, where I played Keisha, who was the daughter to Bernie Mac. And now I have a new television series coming out called My Boys on TBS. My Boys it's a comedy. It's about a girl who is a tomboy, played by Jordana Spiro. She's a female sports writer that lives in Chicago, and she kind of has what every girl wants, which is 5 best friends that are guys. And I play her best and only girlfriend, Stephanie, who's a girly girl, kind of has the girl rule, always trying to find the right man, which is very much like me. So I guess I was pretty much typecast.
Anyway, I realized that all of my anxiety is really coming from my relationship with Adam, and that there's just something that I've been avoiding that I think I have to finally face.
What?
You know.
What?
Sex.
You haven't had sex yet?
Sorry.
I started off acting, you know, just doing plays in elementary school, middle school, high school, and knew from the very start that that's really what I wanted to do. Then I did a little training at Freedom Theater here in Philadelphia, and I taught actually at the summers at Freedom Theater as well, the little 6-year-olds. Then I went to SUNY Purchase, a conservatory for acting. I trained there for 4 years and got my Bachelor in Fine Arts. After that I left and went to New York City to live, and I lived in Brooklyn, and I did some theater, did the Law and Order thing, you know, did the soap opera thing. Became a modeling agent, actually, so that I could gain some perspective on casting. And I mainly learned not to take things personal. It's a business, and when you put your heart and soul out there as an actor and somebody tells you no, thank you very much for that heart and soul, but we're not gonna hire you, it hurts. And I needed to learn how to not take that personally. After that, I decided it was time to go to LA. It was time to make it happen. It was kind of a now or never thing. I went to LA, and at the time my parents were generous enough to give me 30 days in a hotel. And they said, make it happen. And on day 27, I was hired in a pilot called Living with Fran Drescher. I think it's really important to do the New York first, and the reason I say that is because New York is where the stage is at. And I know that Philly is really coming up in that area. So it's also good here. But in New York, when you do the stage, you don't get a take 2 or take 3 the way you do on TV or film. You just have to go with it, and you have to make it excellent. So it forces you to be a perfectionist, because every night is a new audience, and some might like it and some might not. And you need to be able to take the good with the bad. And I learned that mostly from stage. And then you can translate that onto the big screen or onto the small screen in television. Even though they'll be able to say, cut, can I take that back? You still have to be a professional, and they will not hire you unless you are excellent. Everybody in New York, everybody in Los Angeles is good, but good is not good enough. You have to strive to be excellent. You have to strive to be great, because the person that goes in that room before you is going to be good. Chances are, if they got the audition, that they're good. But you have to be great. You have to be unforgettable, and you have to walk out of that room knowing they're going to be lucky to get you. And that takes an immense amount of confidence and training and skill. I think when you're young and you're just starting out, to take jobs that are given to you that don't compromise your integrity are fine, because you're going to learn from them. As you start to progress and build an image in this industry, if this is really what you want to do, and you kind of see the glass ceiling, meaning, you know, the sky is the limit for you, then I think you can be more selective, and I think you have to be more selective, because people could tell me to play, you know, a crackhead for the next 10 movies. And do I really want to put that image out there all the time? And, you know, that's a personal decision for me, and it's a personal decision for any actor. So I think as you're starting out, to try to get as much work as you can, as long as it doesn't compromise your integrity. If you don't want to do nudity, don't do nudity. But as you start to gain a little notoriety, be selective, because you're good enough to be selective.
Oh, can we just mark this moment, the day that you listened to my advice? Yes, you worn me down.
Whenever you're on the journey of doing what you really want to do, you have to know there's going to be difficulties ahead of you. Nothing that you really want is going to come easily. So I think it's about maintaining that goal and maintaining that focus and doing something every day to advance yourself in that career. Even if that's sending out a headshot, writing a letter, making your own short film and sending it to a bunch of agents that you respect and that you know are franchise agencies. Whatever you need to do to get your image and your work and your word out there, you need to do. But if you're not doing something every day to contribute to that, then you might not get it back and you have nobody to blame but yourself. Life is very short. You don't know tomorrow if you're gonna make it through the day. So if it's what you love, do it and do it well. Do it with excellence so that you can go to sleep at night knowing I contributed to my life. And me as an actor, this is always what I wanted to do. There was never a question. If you look at my high school yearbook from Norristown High School, I think I said, remember this face, you'll see it in lights one day.
That's about it. Thanks for watching. I'm Big Sis, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
13 years of solid gold platters, rising costs and cocktail chatter, fat DJs, stereophonic sound, oh baby, the game of hits goes around and around, but you can fake your way to the top, round and around. Try that part right there, baby. Round and around. Fake your way to the top. Round and around. Yeah, you fell right in there, didn't you, sweetheart? You can fake your way